And now a quick word from our sponsors here at Viral Hip Hop News. Man here from Viral Hip Hop News, letting my people know to go grab this bottle of miracle food right now. Shockerdoctor.org put together some of the best ingredients on God's green earth to help your immune system, give you a cleanse and reboot that your body deserves. Don't wait for your miracle. Grab it in Miracle Food right now. Let's go. Go purchase the original crime drama series by Daniel Webb, The House of Lazenby, The House of Lazenby 1978, and The House of Lazenby, A Time to Heal at Archway Publishing or wherever books are sold right now.
And the government would say to themselves, well, let's see how strong our case is. And it would come down to how strong they felt their case is. Because more than likely, if they go and think about it and they think, I have a pretty solid case, they're not going to be as likely to want to make any kind of deals with him. So his attorney could make the deal, or they could evaluate their case and they could say, yes, we have the DNA, but we have a young victim. We don't want to further traumatize her. All she wants is for him to be away from her. So maybe we offer him the misdemeanor and a 5-year order of protection that says he has to stay away from this victim.
I do have one more question. I forgot my question. When you look at the situation and you made a powerful statement in the beginning of this segment when you said that you believe this may be a problem within the conscious community altogether, not just a singular Polight situation. Correct me if I'm wrong. Why do you feel that way in your opinion?
So over the years, as I said, first becoming first becoming familiar with the conscious community in 2015, I've just seen too many teachers in the community argue that marrying 14-year-olds and 15-year-olds is okay.
Yeah.
I've seen too many leaders, such as the infamous Dr. York, arrested for these horrible things and then still having followers. I mean, I have personally met a follower of Dr. York who will argue you to the death about how this man is still a god and that everything he did was okay.
Yeah.
And it's shocking to me because these are not monsters that live under your bed. I mean, this guy that I know is one of the sweetest guys I know. He's so chivalrous. He's like this, hey goddess, how are you? So one of the most awesome people that I know outside of all this stuff.
Yeah.
And then I start talking to him about Dr. York and I'm like, oh my gosh, you have gone off the deep end. So I started to realize that it could be a problem in the conscious community. And it could be that the leaders are brainwashing the followers because they have issues. And now they're brainwashing their followers into thinking that it's okay. It's fine. And you'll have people who are normally very decent, as I said, respectful, kind, amazing people who they enter the realm of this conscious community and they just become blind, even though they love to say that they're woke.
Appreciate that though.
And even the ironic part, I don't know if you knew this, but Polight was a former student of Malachi York.
Very ironic. And I did not know that until recently when these old videos started to surface. And I had a flashback to my conversation with the amazing young man that I met years ago. Mm-hmm. I was in law school when I met him. I think probably 2013 or 2014 when I met this guy. Amazing guy, sweetest guy ever, until you start talking about Dr. York. Mm-hmm. And you're just like, oh my, it was crazy some of the things he would say. He's like, well, I know they had all this evidence against him, but what did he say? He said something crazy, some type of Boondocks. I don't know if you guys ever watched Boondocks, the cartoon, but he said some type of weird Boondock statement, like, the evidence is not the absence of innocence.
Oh boy.
Really weird stuff. And I was like, I feel like I'm in a bad Boondocks episode. Like, no, this man, come on. You can't just say he did it and say it was wrong.
Right.
No.
So you didn't see the clip of Polight on the internet talking about Malachi York, did you?
I actually did see that. Someone sent it to me. They sent me that as well as Polight on a show with his wives.
Okay.
And one of the wives was saying that she met him when she was 16.
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah, definitely. Now, one more with this case. The implication of others that may have known this and didn't say anything, whether it be i.e. the wives, anybody. Talk about that aspect of this case too, or other people that may have known and didn't say anything about it.
So, as I had mentioned, briefly in my breakdown, it's one thing to have a case in which you say that a defendant assaulted a minor in some way in this one instance. And yes, that in itself could result in a conviction. But prosecutors, especially prosecutors who try these types of crimes, they want to prove a pattern of behavior because they understand that it makes their case stronger. That is why in Bill Cosby's case, you saw them trotting out accusers who had nothing to do with the actual case. And people were getting really upset, like, well, how do these people get to testify? He's only being prosecuted for this person. Right. Well, in these types of crimes, prosecutors like to establish a pattern of behavior because it is widely held and widely understood that a quote unquote sex offender is someone who does these things repeatedly. It's a psychological condition. It's something they do over and over again. So most prosecutors want a stronger case by establishing a pattern, which means they have to go into things he's done previously. Which means they're going to want to speak to people he's affiliated with to kind of find out, okay, well, what is the truth behind his past behavior? Is there past behavior that I can use to establish modus operandi, which will get me the exception I need to trot out all of his past behavior in this case and make my case stronger via proving that he has the pattern of sexually deviant behavior?
Powerful. Well, I got a lot more questions, but we'll save it for another show. We definitely appreciate the beautiful Miss Pearson, attorney, in the building today on the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast. Real quick, go ahead and drop your practice, your social media links, or any lasting words that you have for our audience, please.
Oh, absolutely. So you can find me on YouTube at Empowered Esquire TV.
Yes.
You can email me. It's my name, so it's PHYLICIA DC Pearson@gmail.
Hip hop, hip hop, hip hop, hip bars is back. Hip hop, Sam and oh God, what's up with you? I done watched them niggas do interview after interview. They not culture vultures, the culture something they been into. So if you never gave them a view, I recommend you do. Cause when they question guests, they message is not subliminal. It don't matter if you a rookie.